Hey there. It's hot. It's really hot today, so I'm keeping the window open. You may hear traffic, you may hear random shouting. I do apologise in advance, but this is a Q&A video. That's right, I'm actually doing a Q&A video. I struggle with these because people never engage with my Instagram stories to say, I got a question, but I managed it. Somehow I managed it. So we've got some questions, I've got some answers, and we're going to see if I don't melt, because it's another one of those Fridays where it turns into a heat wave and it's getting up to 30 degrees and I'm just in my comfies today. I know I don't look great, but there was no way I was dressing up for this. Boy, I'm sweating. I think I'm gonna have to live in the living room today just because that's like the coolest part of the house. I should have made some iced coffee last night. But oh well, we've got questions to answer. So, got me a trusty notebook filled with my questions because, as you know, I use my phone to film and I can't just go, hello. So we got a notebook, we're going old school. So let's get on into it, I guess. So, first question is, what are my life goals? We're getting in deep first of all. So my life goals. I want to be happy. You know, that's the big one. I would love to live over in New Zealand. That would be lovely. A couple of kids, wouldn't mind those. And career-wise, I would love to be successful, obviously. I would quite like to go into like the PR sort of realm and then maybe branch out a bit, maybe earn a bit of money doing PR, get really good at it, I hope, and get like a really nice experience out of it. But then one day I think I would like to own a shop. Yeah, I would love to own a little gift shop selling sustainable candles, soaps, and like all sorts of good little gifty things. I don't know, but I'd also quite like to have like a bakery connected to it. These are all pipe dreams. I know they're probably not going to happen. Like the PR thing, I'm determined to get happen. The New Zealand, I'm being happy, yes, but the rest of it is what comes will come, I guess. Who are my favourite YouTubers to watch at the moment? So I'm really terrible at remembering names. I have to actually scroll through my YouTube and actually write them down. But first of all, we have Soph, formerly known as Soph Does Nails. I love her videos. She just has a bit of fun with it, makeup wise, and they're just quite good to watch. And I quite like that she does do a lot of drugstore makeup because that's all I can afford. Yeah, I love looking at her when like her videos when she does all this expensive makeup and everything. But I'm on the Barry M, the Revolution, and yeah. Then we've got, I love Emily Harvey Art. She's a brilliant illustrator. Her videos are very real. And I quite like that she's quite honest and just says that I haven't filmed anything this week, so soz, you know. I would love to be able to buy some of her products at some point, and I will. I've just obviously got to wait a little bit for my money situation to get better, but I love hers as well. Then there is Mid-Size Gal. I love Mid-Size Gal. Abby. She is very straight talking. You are going to get no nonsense from her. My only thing is I wish she would shop less. She does a lot of fashion hauls, which is what her content is based on, but it is a lot of fast fashion, and I'm just like, okay, can you go to a charity shop next, or can we see you like rework some of your outfits, or do you know what I mean? But that's what her content's based on, and you can't knock it. It's bloody good content, and I just wish I could spend that much on beautiful clothes. It's just jealousy really, isn't it? Yeah. But no, I do love her content. She's very real, and she's very much like, this ain't my size, why put that size on it if it ain't gonna fit this ass, do you know? So yeah. We then have Royalty Soaps. Now this is a bit of a weird one. Yes, I watch soap making videos, but Katie and everyone else at Royalty Soaps are just so funny. They're brilliant, they have great personalities, and it's just real, you know, and the stuff that they create is absolutely bloody beautiful. So get watching those soap videos. A mystery soap series has just started, and I'm like, I don't know what they're making. Me confused. But there has only been one video so far, so I'm sure I'll work it out eventually. And finally we have XO McKenna, and she is like one of the DIY type channels, but her DIYs are bloody beautiful. They don't look like some plastic cups just stuck to a ring. You know what I mean? They are really, really good. They're really attainable. Like, it is easy enough to do it. Yeah, you might have to use some different tools to her, but she also suggests what tools you could use if you don't have like the stuff that she has, because obviously she does it quite often. And her thrift flips are absolutely beautiful. You can't go a video without her making a pendant light, but that's fine, because I think learning how to make your beautiful pendant light is kind of good information. So yeah. But yeah, that's who I've been enjoying watching. There's loads of others that I do watch, of course, but those were the ones that I really wanted to mention, and I'll make sure they are all linked down below. So the next question is, what is my favourite film? Now, this is a difficult one. I could tell you my favourite film genre, and that is like, oh god, it's embarrassing, Hallmark films. I do like a good Hallmark movie, like teens, like romance drama, rubbishy high school things. I just find them really easy to watch. But I do also like things like Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia I love. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Love Dumpling, if you've ever watched that on Netflix, based on all like the Dolly Parton songs. And yeah, I just, nothing too gritty and actiony. And although I did watch Rampage recently and I did adore that, so yeah, I don't know, I watch a mix of everything. I don't like horror, if that makes sense, but I couldn't say that I have, oh my god, that is my all-time favourite like film. It just, I don't think that happens. I don't know, but yeah, that's a difficult one. I just watch anything on Netflix. I think I've been ruined by Netflix. So this question got me in the feels, and it was, how are you doing at the moment? Obviously, if you're on my Instagram, you're on my YouTube, you've seen I've been through some ups and downs. I'm doing okay at the moment. I wouldn't say I'm doing perfectly. I am struggling. I'm not gonna lie, I have coping mechanisms which many would maybe see as like, oh my god, really? For example, one of them, I have to do a to-do list every night, otherwise I won't get up in the morning, and it's got to tell me when to eat lunch and what to eat for lunch and when to drink water so I keep hydrated, because I just forget otherwise. It's got to that point, but I'm still functioning. I am getting out of bed. I don't leave the house that much, but there is a virus going on at the moment. Don't know if you're aware of that. That is still a thing. Just because we've got to wear masks, it's still a thing. So I don't leave much. I've not got anywhere to go. Particularly, I do my food shop once a week, and then I kind of just get on with life on my laptop. It's very sad, I know. I'm waiting for the weather to cool down a little bit before I can start going on walks again, because I just can't deal with this heat and these thighs. Not a mix. But yeah, it's what it is, and I'm getting through it. Uni will start up again soon enough. And things will get back on track again, but you know, I'm not ashamed of my coping mechanisms anymore, and I'm going to share them in case they might be able to help you. I'm hoping eventually I won't have to do the whole to-do list. Have always been my favourite thing. I love ticking things off, like but the fact that it's got to the point where if I don't have one to look at from my bed, because I can see it on my pinboard, I can see it right now, it's right there, I won't be able to function. I don't think that's what I really want, but is what it is at the moment, you know. But I'm doing okay. Panic attacks still happen, depressive episodes still happen, but I am eating, which is a big thing. I'm not feeling scared to use my kitchen in this new house, so I'm not starving myself out of anxiety, so that's a big bonus. But yeah, I'm doing okay. Long answer for what is really a short answer. So the next question is also quite a deep one, and it is, am I nervous for next year? And this is obviously in regards to university. I'm going into my third year. I'm going to be doing my dissertation year. On my course we can choose between a dissertation and a final major project, so I'll be doing the final major project. We all know that academic writing is not my it's not my strongest strength. I'm crap at it. So a final major project is what I'll be doing, and we've been told we've got to do 3 written features with obviously multimedia attached to them, so that will be interesting. I am nervous for that because I personally think I absolutely suck at features, especially when they've all got to kind of link together. I'm like, huh, what, huh? And we also have a couple new lecturers, so that should be interesting. And we still don't quite know what the ratio of in-class learning and online learning will be, so it's going to be odd, especially as I've got to still do like Newsdays and Newsweek type things, so whether we're actually going to be allowed to do them in a classroom together or we've got to do it remotely. And I worry that if we're doing it remotely, I'm going to have even less focus than I did last year, where I kind of just sat in the corner of the classroom and just wrote some shit about parking charges around the park. You know, I do worry that will happen, and I'm just going to be sat at home on my bed like, I don't know what I'm doing. I hate this. Someone please save me. But it is what it is. In terms of graduating into a world of uncertainty, I'm terrified. I'm not going to lie. I'm terrified that we are going to go full-blown recession. I've already been made redundant from my job, and COVID had hardly really had a financial impact at that point. I remember the 2008 recession, and it wasn't pretty. And I am worried about graduating and not being able to go straight into the job that I want to do, and then being stuck in retail for the rest of my life with this very expensive degree that I'm not using. That is a genuine worry for me. But we'll get to it when it comes to it. We don't know. This time next year, we might be in a very, very different position. We might be in a position of, there's nothing wrong with the economy and things would have regenerated over Christmas and whatnot. We don't know. It's unlikely, but we don't know. And as long as businesses keep spending on PR, I'm more likely to be able to get a job. That's the way I see it. So can businesses still keep spending on advertising and PR and all of that sort of stuff, so I can have a job? Ace. But no, I am nervous, but I'm also trying to just take it one day at a time and see what happens, because we have no control over it, unfortunately. This is one thing we don't have control over. And the next question is, would I rather live in a little country cottage or a minimalist studio apartment, flat, whatever you want to call it? And it has to be a cottage. I couldn't bear living in a little studio apartment. Could you imagine your bed's right next to your kitchen? I wouldn't want that. I want separation. And I love that a cottage can be warm and homely. And I love the countryside, basically. It's one of the reasons why I love living in Gloucestershire. Right now I'm living right in the centre of the town. But if I was to drive for all of, 10, 20 minutes, I'm deep in the heart of the countryside. And I love that, you know. And because of the way that the towns and cities are made up around here, like, there's massive amounts of parkland. Like, I live right next to a park with a beautiful lake, with rowboats and swans, and you know, and I'm lucky. I love the countryside, and that's where I actually happen to live. So country cottage, please. What am I reading / watching at the moment? I'm not reading anything. I used to be a bit of a bookworm growing up, but I just lost it. I can't focus on books anymore. I think it's because I'm at that age where I'm not quite interested in all like the teen school like literature, but I'm not ready for the mum with several kids literature, and 50 Shades of Grey I don't want to go near. So maybe I'll figure it out eventually, maybe not. But I'm currently watching Grey's Anatomy. I finally got to season 15. We're also watching Umbrella Academy. We're hoping to start watching season 2 this weekend or this week. And what else? Oh, and after I finished Grey's Anatomy, I want to watch the new Amsterdam. So and I also watched Kissing Booth 2, and I thought it was a bit shit. I'm just gonna be honest, I really did. So that's what I'm watching. I love Grey's Anatomy. You need to watch it. Like, I'm crying most days because of Grey's Anatomy. But it's actually quite useful. It gets it out of my system. We all like a good cry sometimes. Umbrella Academy, I tried watching season 1 when it first came out. I couldn't get into it, but sat down with my boyfriend last weekend and we just watched it all in one weekend, and it was actually really, really good. So I can't wait for season 2, which is obviously already out. I just haven't watched it yet. And a lot of people have been saying, like, I want season 3 right now, give it to me right now. And I'm like, ooh, this sounds good. So that's what I'm watching. And the final question is, do I have any tips for uni freshers? So obviously I'm going into my 3rd year. My freshers was a little while ago. I was a little older at freshers as well. So I feel like I saw it almost from an outsider's perspective. But my top tips would be, do not spend all of your finance at once. That shit has got to last till after Christmas. So don't do that. You don't need everything. You just don't. The other thing is, don't expect to find that friend for life in your first few weeks. In fact, don't expect to find it for the first 6 months. I haven't found a friend for life at all. Well, I have, but that came in my 2nd year because I happened to live with random people that I didn't quite know. But this whole thing of like university is where you find your friends forever and ever. It doesn't quite work that way. Maybe back in the day when social media didn't exist and but I haven't found it. It might just be because of an age gap issue. It could, for whatever reason, I've got used to not having friends. Sob story, not. I just worked a hell of a lot. But yeah, just don't expect to find that, I would say. And don't feel like you've got to go to all of the events. Even when I was a freshman, there wasn't a pandemic or a virus going on. There was this pressure to go to every night out and go to every event and every karaoke and every cinema trip and whatever. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you can stay at home in your dorm, or you can go explore your new town on your own. Don't feel like there's a pressure to do that. Even because all of like your flatmates are going, doesn't mean you have to. If you don't fancy going on that night out and you want to have a self-care spa night and watch like Mamma Mia or something, do it. Honestly, you'll be a lot happier and you'll have a much better freshers experience for doing what you're comfortable with. So yeah, and also you don't need a load of notebooks. I bought notebooks for every module I was doing and I really didn't need them. So there we have it, a little Q&A video. If you enjoyed this, you're going to enjoy one of my upcoming videos, which is 20 things I've learned in my 20s. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. I'm currently trying to think of things I've learned because some of them seem quite so obvious. But yeah, thank you to everyone who sent me some questions for this video. It does mean a lot. I love being able to create these types of videos because I just find them quite interesting. I'm quite a nosy person, so I want to know what people would say and what their answers would be, But yeah, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, like I said, click that subscribe button, give it a good old thumbs up. And if you want to find me elsewhere, or if you want to take part in these sorts of videos, again, I'm sure I'm going to be doing more of these. Make sure you are following my Instagram, which will be linked down below. Otherwise it is Love Hayley Beth. And keep an eye on my stories because I'm always putting up polls and questions and all of that sort of stuff. So yes. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye.